Welcome to your instant post-match reaction for Everton 2, Fulham 0. I am joined tonight, this is Les by the way, Matt's not here, Dave's not here, so you're stuck with me. I am joined by Keith, Thomas Dorgan and Paul Dorgan. Keith, I'll come to you first. 3 disallowed goals was quite something, but it was very much a routine win, and a routine win is exactly what the Toffees needed today, wasn't it?
There's nothing more quintessentially Everton than a routine 2-0 home win. It's just beautiful. I thought that was the very epitome of how we should be playing teams like that at home.
Yeah.
We got on the front foot, we held the ball, we controlled the narrative of the game there, really. Like, we didn't allow Fulham to play at any point in that game. So what I think the couple of changes he's made there, shifting James Garner into right back, sticking with Barry up front as well.
Yeah.
I think that's allowed us there to be sensible on the ball. We haven't had to be on the back foot at any point there either, which is nice. And like I say, we've dictated that play for 90 minutes there. Essentially, they've come here, rolled over, we've tickled the bellies and they've gone home again, which is nice. Rather, because normally we are the tickled rather than the ticklees. So it's nice to be a ticklee than a tickled.
Everton being the ticklers, my God, who'd have thought? Paul, I'll come to you first. Just on what Keith said there, the only real change was James Garner came in at right back. Obviously that meant Iliman Bruno came in the midfield to cover for him. I think it made a difference down that right. I think Jake O'Brien was unlucky to lose his place completely. You know, we talked about Tarkowski in the week, how he's been a bit of a liability. He was fine today. Probably should have got a goal, got disallowed. But I think having a player who can play as an actual right back, not a centre back playing right back, it makes a lot of difference, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. As soon as, like what Keith was saying there, if you've got someone who can play the ball from a full back position, and he usually, if he plays centre mid, he will move into that inside right channel, so he can deliver almost like a quarterback. Now, I'm not saying he's David Beckham, but he certainly has the aesthetics of as a footballer as Beckham does, the way he delivers a pass. If you've got someone who can hold the ball up like Barry, you can put that ball in the final third far quicker, like Leighton Baines used to do. Always used to love playing that early pass into a striker. And I think if you don't have that at Everton at home, you're always going to be on the back foot. Exactly what Keith said. We were on the front foot. We were enabled to be on the front foot. Now, this is, as you say, not, as a detraction to Jake O'Brien. But, 2 things I thought about him. He is a natural centre-back, but he's susceptible to pace, which Martinelli and Doku showed last season, and obviously once this season. But the idea of a player who can actually deliver a pass from right back gets you on the front foot far quicker at home. That's a huge thing. If you can use that away from home as well, that's, if we'd have done that on Monday night, I think we'd have been 2 and 3 in front at half time. Now Barry, TMO Barry, right, got an unbelievable reception from the crowd, and rightly so, because this fan base will support players who want to play for the club. And shaking his head when he's coming off is nothing to me, because I know he's determined to succeed. He's not throwing his dummy out and spitting his dummy out, as throwing the toys at the pram because he's frustrated with things. I want players like that. We've got a very overpaid right winger across the park who's done that more than a few times. Yes, he's delivered and he's got a history of delivering, and Barry hasn't done that yet, but he needs to be given the opportunity to do so, and he has been.
Just on that, it would be remiss of me to not mention Rossi trying to make an imaginary substitution there, which was absolutely incredible. So, for anyone who's not seen it, Rossi, the stadium announcer, shouted a substitution for number 11, Thierry Barry, who just stood there and looked around and said, "What's going on?" Because Beto hadn't even taken his his bib off.
Still on the bench.
High vis.
Yeah, Beto was still on the bench at this point, and it was just like, it was a little bit of pure distilled Goodison there, wasn't it?
A shocking case of premature extraction. Don't worry, Rossi lad, it happens to the best of us at all times.
And more than once for me,
We've all
anyway.
been there when we've had a bevy.
Can I just preempt what Tom's going to say? That I predicted the second goal, so he says it.
All right, so from Nostradamus there, Tom, we'll come to you. It was a routine win. That's what it was. That's what we said. Some decent performances for some players who've been underperforming. I think Dewsbury Hall. We'll come back to Barry in a minute, but I think Dewsbury Hall had a really good game there. What did you make of it?
Yeah, Dewsbury Hall played really well. I think he was getting in behind the midfield and defensive line, opening up space for himself. But also, a massive shout out to James Garner, who played absolutely outstanding.
Shout out to Jimmy Bidston.
Can we have a quick shout out for James Garner here?
Massive shout out to James Garner. He was absolutely playing in a position where he's not familiar, and he was absolutely outstanding. But back to Dewsbury Hall. Yeah, I think picked up the ball really well today. Made little 1-2s, made a few runs, and back to Barry as well. Barry holding up the ball really well, really strong, making channel runs that Beto doesn't sometimes offer, giving you an out ball as well, letting players get involved, and very routine win.
Do you think, Keith, it's time to just this is the situation going forward now? Barry gets 65, 70 minutes, Beto comes on last bit. Do you think, from what you've seen today, let's say, Sintiano Barry just needs game time now?
Effort and enthusiasm is levels above where Beto is. Ability today, and where he's looked a little bit shy of confidence so far this season, I thought today he looked confident, he wanted the ball. Some of his touches were magnificent. A couple of them didn't quite come off, but they were the perfect idea, the right way to go. There
was that one in the corner flag where he did absolutely some insane skills and then just fell on his back and stayed down for ages.
So that's in my corner. I genuinely thought he'd done his ACL, falling over. I was heartbroken. It was the chest off to Ndiaye in the first half, where he's turned it round the corner on his chest. And then he doesn't wait. You look at him, he turns and he's gone. He's looking for that next ball. That's a striker's instinct. There's a striker in there. Yes, he's young, he's raw, whatever you want to call him. But for Iliman and Ndiaye straying offside on the goal line yet again, I'd have won 60 quid today on Barry to score any time. So, Iliman and Ndiaye, if you're listening, you owe me 60 quid.
He is a big fan of the show, by the way.
But you know what? I think what you said there, spot on. It has to be now moving forward. Barry starts, depending on how the game shapes up, depends on how long he stays on.
Yeah.
But if you want that young lad to be the future goal scorer, striker, focal point for Everton Football Club, you have to get him the minutes. You have to get him used to Premier League football. Yeah. There's a huge difference between the pace of La Liga and the Premier League, and that's shown so far. And today's the first time where I've looked at him and I've gone, do you know what? There's something about him. There's something in there. There's an instinct.
Also, it's not just the difference between La Liga and the Premier League. This lad's gone through a massive career trajectory. I think he was playing in the Belgian, maybe, I don't know, some sort of Farmers League, second division anyway, 4 years ago, and he's moved up and up to La Liga, to Premier League.
Second division, wasn't he?
Basically, yeah, West Cheshire. He's moved up the leagues very, very quickly. So he himself was probably arrived here thinking, Christ, this is a big, big move to get in the Premier League, and I do think he does need time. And today again, he looked like he was always willing for the ball. He showed some really good touches, like you said, and I think he's got to be our 65, 70 minute player, and that's his role in the team.
He took his goal really well. Yes. I know it's inside the box, 6 yards out, but he's in the right place and he hasn't panicked. And if you look at that after Monday night, where he has panicked, that's a hugely positive sign, because he could easily have sort of hesitated, stumbled over that. He's not. He's gone, do you know what, the ball's there for me. That's a sign that he's played as a confident footballer today, and long may it continue.
Should we get into the goals then? Because
how many of them? Which ones?
Which one of the five?
let's start with the what was the first offside one?
That was Barry.
Yeah, that was the first offside one. Was it offside? I was looking at. I don't know. Let's go into the actual goal that we scored then, because Dorgan, you were downstairs, I was downstairs, Jay, you were downstairs, Tom, were you? You saw it. Keith, did you see it?
Yeah.
Right, Tom, we'll come to you. What happened?
Right, basically, it was a free kick from the left-hand side. Bit of pinball in the box. Eric Boonen, who I mentioned earlier in the Win Factory, I was impressed that he started done really well to pick up the scraps, lay it out to Mikalenko, who lofts the ball, plays it soft up in the air. Tarkowski wins his header really well, hits the bar. Eric Boonen gets a bit fucking with his feet, and Ndiaye follows in like a proper midfielder should, and it was a great finish. But it's getting the bodies in the box and not after the second phase, keeping the bodies in the box. The midfield.
We did that a lot today as well.
That's what I mean,
Followed up well.
And also with the press to win the free kick, played them out from the back. I think we were brilliant. Barry starting it, Dewsbury all following, Grealish as well, and Ndiaye. Everyone always won the second balls today. I was really, really impressed.
Another bonus from today was the fact that Leno had a terrible day, wasn't he?
Yeah. Played more like Jay Leno, didn't he?
It's that first goal is what the late great Archie McPherson would describe as a stramash.
Oh, that really was a scrumash, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was a good old stramash, and God, don't we love it? Like we said there, the fact that we're following up on those chances and not letting them go begging is a big thing.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just like it rounded off a first half where Everton deserved definitely to be in front. Came out second half, and I don't know. I don't think Fulham. A little bit. Fulham turned on a little bit. I never really felt that. And a little bit like, well, not so much like Brighton, because they had a few good chances. I don't think Fulham really had any good chances today. But it just felt like we were totally in control of the game. Second half as well. I'm gonna spin out this gag as long as I can, because we'll have a little go at Moyes here, because he only made 2 subs today when he's got all that bench at his disposal. And I will once again say that the only people that make worse subs than Moyes are OceanGate. But there we go. I am going to say that until some fucker laughs at it at least once.
Or you get arrested.
Or whatever, yeah. But no, I think that was the only frustration with me on the day today. That was that it felt, especially when we got the second goal, it felt like it was just easing out into a routine win. And he's essentially made the weird sub. I'm not going to go too negative and go too down on it, but he made that weird sub and brought Jake O'Brien on, who went in at right back. Garner went into midfield, and I think that's crying out to give Alcaraz, Tyler Dibblin especially, give him some minutes.
Yeah, so spending 40 million on Tyler Dibblin, and he's played less than 100 minutes in the Premier League so far, and the cup competition as well. Obviously Moyes has seen something in training that everyone, 50,000 people, are not seeing. Obviously he's not ready, but why spend the 40 million on him if he's not ready? I also think when Alcaraz came on against Brighton, he changed the game. Why is he not getting any more minutes? Again, must be seeing something. They were putting clips on midweek of Alcaraz skinning Coleman, you know what I mean? So Moyes must think different plans, no plan B, plan C, plan D, it's just plan A. Give Grealish the minutes, give Ndiaye the minutes. Once if they get injured, and you have someone else on the bench who can't come on.
We're going to lose Ndiaye, aren't we? For probably about 6 weeks.
In AFCON, so what? He brought McNeil on midweek, and I thought, it's killed us off. Yeah. There's no pace. Press had gone. Beto was on as well. There was no press. We were I'm very surprised we got a point away there, but everything negative in that second half against Sunderland, they've turned it around and played a full, brilliant 90 minutes today.
Yeah, that's true. Just before we keep up with the positivity there, I do think that McNeil sub, we are duty bound to mention it every single post-match for the rest of time, or at least until Moyes is here. Anyway, but the positivity, keep it going, Paul.
But just as you're saying there, someone said on our WhatsApp group, on the Mailbag WhatsApp group, that they were almost his resignation substitutions Monday night, and that's all I'll say. I mean, Les has just tried to trap his pint pot, because I'd call it a pot because it's plastic, and he failed miserably. So the noise that you heard was the reverberation from the concrete. But just to go back to positivity, I think what's happened there with Tierno Barry, as Paddy mentioned, was it on the byline with Matt, or post-match on Monday, that no one seemed to go up to Barry after he missed that chance on Monday. Now, and his confidence there was superb, and that contributed very, well to his play, because he wasn't giving up anything that... he seemed to not lose possession, but his confidence, sort of grew into the game, and especially when he came off, Ndiaye came up.
Yeah.
Now I think I'm hoping that the players have listened to Paddy, and they've all...
Big fans of the show. We all love the byline.
I'm hoping that they've all, gathered around him and said, listen, come on, lad. Everyone. Haaland, I've said this how many times. I know Haaland scores how many goals. Haaland has missed from closer in than that. Everybody does. You go through the annals of history, football history, everybody has missed chances even worse than that. Ask him to look at Mikel Madar at the Cop. You know what I mean?
Chris Evolumo.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. And a goal. Oh, Colt, the boy from Colt Bridge. Oh, he's missed it. Dave loves that video.
I am always here for a Mick Madar anecdote anyway, but go on.
But yeah, so I think what they've done is they gathered around him, and he's got a lot more, and he was still disappointed when he came off today.
Yeah, he was.
And I want that. I want the hunger, and I want not aggression, but I want the fact that, no, I want to play 90 minutes. I've scored. But the idea, I think he needs to play a couple of months to get that chance out of his head from Sunderland. He'll score 20 goals and that'll still be on his mind, because that's what good strikers do.
The comparison a lot of people have made recently, because we beat Palace, is Mateta. It was absolutely dreadful for them, and they stuck with him, and I've got a mate who supports Palace, and when he missed that chance against, when he drew 3-3 and probably should have won 4-3 Bournemouth, it was like, it's the only time a striker scored a hat-trick and I've still been pissed off with him. But to be in that position would be nice, and it just shows you do need to just persevere with these players. Keith, you want to say something?
I mean, just touching on what Paul was saying there about his confidence levels, I don't know if anyone else picked up on it, but after Rossi proverbially shot the ball far too early, right? And you saw that he looked really annoyed that he was coming off.
Yeah.
He could have just stropped around for 5 minutes after. The 5 more minutes he was on the pitch, he chased everything. He ran about 60, 70 yards in a big horseshoe, chasing first the left back, then the 2 centre halves and the goalie, and then finally shouldered the right back out of touch, right? That's the sort of attitude that shows positives.
Yeah.
And just little bits like that, for me, are a good sign in a footballer, rather than sulking and going into himself. And like Paul said as well, he's disappointed to come off. He's played well. He's deserved a goal today. And he probably wanted to stay on and try and grab that.
Yes.
The fact that Drissa Gay's run up to him as he's coming off, just got that arm round the shoulder and said, listen, mate, look at... You're getting a standing ovation.
Yeah.
And the whole ground was up for him, and the cheers for him were, thoroughly deserved.
Yeah, it was. Everyone is desperate for him to do well, because, do you know what? He's a young player coming to a new league. As we said, he's had a massive career trajectory, but, just got to back him.
I can't be arsed. Another one going into the wastelands and us having to get excited and be patient with the next one off the conveyor belt.
Yeah,
so let's give the kid a bit of time.
I mean, David Moyes is no stranger to being a striker's graveyard, is he? But here we go. Anyway, from the Tierno Barry Appreciation Society, we'll move on to another player very close to my heart, the Appreciation Society, Michael Keane. My God. So, Michael Keane gets a second goal, corner comes in, he heads it. Just on that, he does head it, but just on that, I thought we were going to get the reverse of what happened at Millwall away years ago, whereby We showed the goal on the screen. Suddenly the Fulham players are like, that's hit his arm, and I think it did go to VAR. I reckon it defo did go to VAR because we showed it on the screen. For anyone who doesn't remember, when Marco Silva, funny enough, was manager at Everton, we played down at Millwall, we got beat 3-2, knocked out the cup. I think their second goal...
Back to Mailbag on Friday if you don't remember it.
I got on Mailbag Friday because we did speak about this, but I think that...
Harris was the manager.
Their second goal, I think it was handball on the way in, and there was no VAR at the ground, even though VAR was a thing, and Millwall showed it on the big screen, and manager Neil Harris for Millwall was like, cut that fucking screen right now because we don't want to see that back. I thought today was going to be the reverse of that. Thankfully it wasn't. And Paul, big Mick Keane.
No, you need to go to Tom.
Tom.
He needs to tell you what I said.
Oh, there we go then. Tom, big Mick Keane. I mean, sign of the summer. Not for me to say, but yes, go ahead.
I've just read a tweet, but I'm not going to mention who it was from, but you think, 32-year-old, everyone was kicking off when he said he was going to sign the extension. But I didn't mind it. It's Premier League experienced centre-back. Very vast experience in that dressing room as well. But, as as Paul has just pointed on, ball goes out for a corner, he goes near post, Mick Kegger, doesn't say anything else, and he stood there and he fucking elbowed me in the ribs when we scored. And that's why I haven't mentioned it once, yeah. But yeah, Michael Keane's been absolutely outstanding since Branthwaite's been out. Branthwaite's come back and then got injured again and come back and got injured again. But Michael Keane's one of being our best players this year. Yeah. The concentration on Keane in the past 2-3 years has been absolutely brilliant. He's one of the leaders in that dressing room, and you can see it week in, week out. He's helping Mykolenko. Mykolenko was a bit... He's not a great footballer.
Played well today, though.
He did play well today, but he's not great. But having that vast experience with Tarkowski and Keane next to him, same with Jake O'Brien, same with James Garner, it must help a lot.
Yeah. Paul, McAfee.
Well, I was just going to say, I think it helps having a flat back forward. I know Garner played right back for Lee Carsley in the under-21s for England, didn't he? So it's not like he hasn't played there before.
Next Everton manager, potentially.
No. James Garner.
Well, in a few. Moyes is here for the long haul.
The actor, James Garner. No, do you know what? Yeah, I wouldn't mind Lee Carsley because clearly tactics it is, and the heart's here, isn't it? But yeah, I just think that, having the actual fullbacks and two actual centre-backs, yeah, I'm including Tarkowski in that. But I don't want, and I'll repeat this over and over again, I don't want any Everton player to fail.
Tarkowski was sound today. Probably should have had the goal as well.
Yeah. No, he absolutely should, yeah, but I didn't see that, did I? Because I was down here waiting for your point. But I think Everton need to sort out. I think Stockley Park is operating in the bars because it's taken that long to get the bevies and the food. I think VAR is in operation with that. But on the positive note, with the play, I know Fulham didn't play well, and we always have fans of other clubs who seem to listen to us for some reason. And they will, there'll be detractors going, well, Fulham didn't really turn up, they didn't play well and stuff. And they'll look back at the history in the Premier League of Fulham's record away at Everton. But I don't understand what that's got to do with today. I think Fulham played, an interesting games, shall we say. And I think Everton were really up for it after Monday night. Yeah. But I do think that the changes have gone at right back as we're going full circle. And Barry having, his confidence boosted, playing really well. Because I think he played well against Palace and it was given the hook at half time, holding the ball up really well. But I think the best thing for a player who's missed a gilt-edged chance is to score the next game, and he's done that. Now we've got we've now hopefully can have a little think over the international break because we've got some very tough fixtures coming up. Yeah. It was imperative to win today. It really was. We said this before, didn't we? That this is a 6-pointer. Nobody should be having 6-pointers in November. Yeah. This is not where Everton should be. Yeah, we didn't really want to bill it as a 6-pointer, but kind of felt like it was, didn't it, Keith? It was a big game for us. Now we're now sat in 11th.
With 3 points off third.
Yeah, it's a really Tina Turner concertinaed league.
Tina
Tina
Turner
concert, yeah.
Like a tribute.
Yeah. So Fulham are in 15th on 11 points. We're now 4 points clear of them. Same as Brighton. 1 point behind Palace, 2 behind Chelsea, 3 behind Man United, 3 behind Big Red. It's like it's still very close. But the one thing that's frustrated me this season is we've not built any momentum. So we had a reasonably good start. And today it felt like, if you look at the last 2 results in isolation, Sunderland right up the top of the league, draw away, not a bad result at all. But in the circumstances, the way it happened, it felt like a bit of a kick in the nuts. Today, as I said at the start, it was nice to come back to a routine win. Can we finally start looking up at the table? Where are we in this table here? Do we look up or down? Or both?
Right, I don't want to go all, if your granny had balls, she'd be your granddad. But Sunderland on Monday night, we should have won that game. Villa at home, we should have won that game. Right? Forgetting West Ham, right? There's 2 games, an additional 4 points. We'd be joint second. Right? That's how tight this league is. And that's not because it's the best league in the world. It's because it's absolute dog shit.
If United is second, Everton could be second, am I right?
United aren't second. They lost. They drew 2-2.
Oh, so where are they now?
They're like 9th or something.
United are 9th, Everton could be 9th.
Well, that is how mad the league is.
It's not a good league. Like, you've got perpetually for the last 5 or 6 years, you've got 2, maybe 3 really good teams, some alright teams, and then you've got fucking cannon fodder at the bottom, right? Our mission this season is to move from cannon fodder to be an alright team. And, I mean, for me, you look at the table, in isolation, 11th doesn't look brilliant. I'd say we're well ahead of schedule. I thought this year would be a struggle. Certainly with the whole moving into the new ground. It's not changing an identity, but it's an extension of an identity of the football club. And you think a lot of teams have moved into a new ground, had teething issues with it. We seem very much, Spurs aside, where we were rotten, rank rotten.
I thought we were all right against Spurs.
I'm clearly on my own, and I thought we were all right.
Don't let the fact that Spurs were also awful confuse you.
Fair tackle.
It was a dreadful game of football. But that aside, we seem very comfortable at home. The crowd, the atmosphere is not quite there yet, I will say. There are large, quiet patches, but it's a very positive atmosphere around the ground, I feel. And then you hark back to the Barry substitution. That's a proper applause for him going off. Right? You look at, there was a period, like Dargan 1 and Dargan 2 have touched on.
Which one?
Right?
Which one? He's one.
I'll let you fight that out amongst yourselves, right? There was a point where there was Iliman Ndiaye, Dewsbury Hall, Tiano Barry and Jack Grealish all pressing, hunting like a pack of fucking killer whales.
Which is what happened.
And it, like, after a terrified seal. And they didn't even catch the seal. The seal fucked off, right? But the effort of the pack to hunt was appreciated, and it got the crowd going. It was rousing. The press today was magnificent.
Yeah, you said it before, Tom.
Like Tom said earlier, all across the park, the press, I thought was very, very good. And that's the key to unlocking Everton. For me, if you run your fucking bollocks off for 90 minutes in a blue shirt, you give us everything, we'll give you it back. Right? And when you get it back, that's what gets everyone's on the front foot, everyone's positive, encouraging, and that's the way forward for Everton. We're not quite there yet, but we're way ahead of schedule compared to the last 3, 4, 5 years. Sorry, we're gonna podcast on the move. We're being shepherded.
Oh my God, we are.
We're being sheepdogged.
There's so many high-vis jackets just ushering us out.
I feel like it's a Birmingham Aston Villa match.
So we have done tonight's post-match at the ground from the long ball. We are off to the Denby Castle now to see out the rest of the evening. We'll just have some finishing thoughts before we come to Keith's round-off. Paul, obviously feel much better after that. Going to the next game, Man United after Newcastle, after the international break, with a bit more confidence.
Yeah, I hope so. Because, I mean, all right, look at the way United have been playing under Iliman, and he was like, a joke apparently in the media and the, opposite fans and stuff. But we've been a joke in the past and stuff. Just go there, express yourself, play like you did today. I know you're not playing against.
Down Madonna.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm voguing. But yeah, just go there and play, expansive when you're in possession, and the high press, and being really aggressive when you're not in possession. This is exactly what Keith is saying. This is what we want to see. Yeah. The Everton fans are always going to. Tiermo Barry Wright needs to hear this, right? Remember that applause that reverberated around the ground when you came off the pitch. It doesn't matter whether you scored or not. You still would have got that because your effort was unbelievable today. Every other player on that pitch today was superb. Use this as a benchmark and a blueprint for the rest of the season, please.
Tom, feels nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a different feeling going into an international break unbeaten in 2 games. But as Paul touched on them, Man United are unbeaten in the last 7 as well, so it will be a difficult place to go and even try and score. But as Paul just said, then if we can use the blueprint from today, maybe get a bit of that press, maybe get the crowd riled up, to have a few chances, I think we can grab something. And then Newcastle the following week, it's 2 very tough games. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up winning both of them. Up the Toffees.
Keith, we'll come to you for the final sign-off.
Just a quick note before I give my final thoughts is I want to give flowers to the Fulham fans today, because they didn't come with any of your Sky Bet nonsense, football in a library, any of that.
Soldier soul, no.
Just a lovely bunch of people. I hope they have a tremendous Prosecco and Brie on the train back to Euston tonight. Signing off, consummate Toffees dominate placid cottagers. Enjoy your weekend. Up those fucking Toffees.
I thought that was an acronym.